Good morning. Or should we throw in Jacksepticeye's top of the morning to you, laddies? Well, I can't do it as well as he can, obviously. So we're just going to get right into our video here. Now, our introduction was last week's episode, and we are ready to start with our planting and everything. We have all of our nice new equipment here, ready to be fired up. So let's see on our charts what we have going on today. We can plant oats and we can plant sunflowers, and that is fantastic. So I want to do sunflower in the last chapter, but we did not get a chance to do any sunflower at all, and it made me very sad. So we are going to plant sunflower, and I believe we're going to do field number 2 in sunflower. So I think we know what we need to do. We need to go plant. And since we're thinking of planting, we have this nice new T7, good for 230 horse. Although this one is like 230 or 240. So we might bump this one's power up a little bit more. And we see our little planter over there. We want to see if we can't find a better planter. As it turns out, there is literally no planter that is in our specs. So we're going to have to bump up the horsepower on this thing, or use our 12-meter planter that we have right now. So the blue one is, for some reason, really nicely spec'd. It has low horsepower, but nice width. 230, we have 245, 260, and 270. We're gonna pop that up to 270, and that's a 37.5 grand engine upgrade. Oh my goodness, that's huge. Okay, now that we got that 270, let's take another look at our planters. So I took a look through here, and yeah, you got little ditzy things like this that are only 6 meters. Now first off, I need to show you the one we have. This is 12 meter wide for 180 horse. I'm trying to find something that's wider. So we have this one that's 15 meters, a little wider. It's 300 horse, but we're about 30 horse shy of it. I don't think that should be a problem. And beyond that, it doesn't look like we can go any bigger. So I think we're going to try using this green one here. It's a fair bit more than our blue one was, but I have a feeling it'll probably work really well. So why don't we try that? Just buy this thing for now. Alright, let's take a look and see what we got. We got some tire options that are, I don't know, don't really do much. Well, I'm kind of BKT'd guy, so that's a tire we'll pick, and we shall buy. Look at my bank account just get bankrupted. Oh boy. There's no weights or anything on this tractor. I'm going to send it back to the store, and we'll go and pick it up. Pick up that planter. Reset. Yes. Okay. Now in the meantime, I want to see which fields are all done. So I've got nothing on 2, and I got stuff planted on all the other ones. So it looks like today's field is just gonna be number 2, unless there's more stuff that happens later on, but it doesn't look like there's any contracts right now. We'll start it up and we'll get hooked right up and see ourselves back to the farm. Now if we want to sell this planter, then that means we need to unload. So there you see all of the seeds that I just unloaded. And I'm just going to park this thing off to the side for a minute. Oh, yes, just like so. And we'll open up that bin and we'll see if we can collect some of this here. So, yeah, I kind of did a dumb thing. I just went and bought this nice big planter, you know, thinking we were going to do all kinds of magic. What do you know? This one doesn't even plant sunflowers. That's just annoying. Like, what was I thinking? Oh man, starting off the new year with a bunch of really dumb things. Oh, looks like seeds are full, but I can do fertilize, so why don't we drive on over to the fertilize tank and fill up fertilizing the rest of this. We'll clean up the seeds with the T6, no doubt. Oh, there we are. It's gonna cost me money. Well, I guess I already paid for the seeds, so not gonna cost me that much. There we have it. 1 compartment of seeds for 2 compartments of fertilizer. So this was a worthless purchase, and the other thing that really bothers me is the fact my wagons are all crooked. But more importantly, the biggest thing that bothers me is, where did my corn planter go? I had a corn planter and I no longer have one. That is very troubling, to say the least, because I should have sold it if I had it here and didn't want it. Very, very troubling. I guess we need to go shopping again. So there's our planter. Now, let's take a look. We're good for 270 horse. This is the one I had. This was a nice one. 180. And it says none owned. This one's good for 300 horse, 12 meters. 300 horse, 12 meters. Kind of like this one better in a way. That was 17 meters. 18 meters. And this is the one I was really looking forward to. This little John Deere here, because it has a little trick up its sleeve. So 7.5 meters, and the design, solid fertilized tank. Yeah, why don't we? We will buy, yes. Okay, and now we're going to get a left extension. Buy, yes. Oh my goodness, are we ever going down in our money? That is not cool. But there is a plan. We will go back up in just a little bit. Okay, miscellaneous. There's the drawbar I was looking for. Yes, that's the one. And how much is it? $10,000? Well, we kind of got to do it now. Alright, so we got that. We will reset said tractor back to the store, and we'll take a look at the planter we just bought. Well, there it is. So there's 2 planters. Now, why did I buy 2 planters? Very simple. When you have this little drawbar, you can hook up both planters. And it looks kind of funny the way it's moving, but not to worry. This is going to prove to be painful, isn't it? Oh my goodness. How will I ever hook this up? Okay, I got that one. Oh, this looks really dumb. There it is. See? It all makes sense now. Now we got a 15-meter planter. And we can fill this up with seeds. And we can fill it up with fertilize. And be good to go. I'm never getting out of that driveway. Oh my word. Sorry, neighbor. Kinda had to just steal a corner of your field. This thing is wide. I honestly don't even know where I'm gonna park this thing. Oh, we'll figure that out. Just look how wide this thing is. It's ridiculous. And it does not fold up at all. Like, the best I can do is unhook the drawbars and then pull them single wise, but other than that, it's just gonna be huge. But that's okay. We're here to plant, and we're here to plant fast. So that's exactly what we're going to do. While I was filling up this planter here, I noticed something very, very interesting. and that is that you can have two different kinds of seed in here. So you could literally plant corn with one half of it and plant soybeans or I don't know, sunflowers with the other one. That is wild. I wouldn't have thought it, but yet there it is. There we go. Well, what do you guys say we take this bad boy on the field and see what it's like? We have sunflower for both, so that should be good. I think something like so. Yeah, I can't wait to see what everyone else is going to be planting this year. It won't be sunflowers, I'm pretty sure of that. And we're all set. Hire worker. Oh my. That tractor is just booking it. 14 clicks an hour. Man, I'm kind of tempted to try my tiny little planter and see how terribly long that would take to plant. But oh, I love the ground pattern. Like, look at that. It's a nice flat rolled ground pattern that it leaves. The seed bed. That is beautiful. Alright, well, here's to a big harvest of sunflowers, right? In the meantime, we need to get to work. This thing is all done, so we can sell that planter and maybe recoup some of our losses, some of our poor losses. We'll go into our store settings and find where our planter is. Oh, it's up here. Cedar, this little blue one, we will sell, yes. Well, that bumped it up a little bit, but not enough. I was really hoping for more. Now, while that fellow out there is planting, there's no reason why we can't be fertilizing. I imagine some of our fields could use some fertilize, unless they're going to be grumpy and say it's not quite time yet, which could always be the case, but we'll see. We may as well be doing something. There's no contracts out just yet. We'll have to keep an eye out every hour or so just to make sure. I'm surprised this little tractor can actually pull this wagon, but I'm not complaining. So we're going to bring it on over to the field, and I want to say this is wheat or barley or something like that. Go on, buddy. It's canola. Okay. Guess I planted canola. That's right. I wanted to have something a little different this time around. But no, that tractor's just booking it. No problem there. See? The old 7810 has a purpose at the farm. It's no longer a loader tractor, but it definitely still has a purpose.
2 hours later.
We're reaching the end of field 25 here. So I think we may as well jump to field 22. Get that fertilized as well. That way we have everything done and we can park this unit. But it looked like my planter was getting quite low on fertilizing seeds, so I'm going to have to keep an eye out for that as well. And maybe get the seed tender wagons out there in short order. And that's it. They've completed their task, so we'll give them a new one right away. Off to field 22. So it finally happened. The planter is out of seed, but it got almost half the field done. So yeah, that's not bad. We're going to refill the planter and hopefully send the planter back on his way in short order. If I remember correctly, the fertilizer was on the top tanks here. Not sure if I'll have to crack open those lids myself or not. Well, we got our fertilizer in. Now to get the seed. This is a bit more difficult when you're doing two wagons at once. Kind of hard to tell where to put the wagon at. Oh, there it was. I just had it. There. That's not it. I'm sure that was not all of it. It looks like it though. Wow, okay. Well, in that case, put the pipe away, bring the tractor back to the yard, and hire our person again. Where's this tractor at? Hire worker. If you don't mind closing those lids, that'd be great. But, hey, whatever. At least this way I can tell when you're empty again. So, 22 is all done with fertilizing. I think what I might do is, there's a little field 3. It's a little grass patch. I might go fertilize that just for fun because, you know, it's a grass patch and it could always get fertilized too. But that reminds me, field 26. I don't know if I've even fertilized that one. I should probably do that as well. Might be nice. But we're here at field 3, so let's give it a little love as well. Almost do it in one pass. That's pretty funny. We are getting pretty close on bringing cattle home, so I figure probably now is as good a time as any to start bringing the cattle equipment home. You know, we got our water tanker here, and we have our mixer that we need to get yet, and we will in right short order. But we're gonna go fill this thing up with water. If this cistern still works, yes it does. I know from the previous version, the Farm Simulator 19, that this was the cistern, and I think I'm going to set up a windmill here just to help with the aesthetic of it, if you will. I think it'll look really nice. My water is costing me money too. That is very unfortunate. Oh well. Kinda have to have water if we want to have cattle, right? This is the first job the pickup truck's really doing. And it looks like my fertilizer spreader has stopped working, so I should probably attend to him. Okay, they just moved in the wrong direction from the look of things. Well, that was not very nice of them. $800 of miscellaneous. I guess that was my water bill. Well, well, well. Guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Here, you get on this field, and now fertilize. Perfect. Now that tanker is full, we can bring it around. My bales are absolute chaos there. That's not fun at all. And we'll bring it out to the shed here, or the shelter, more of a roof than anything. And we'll go get the mixer wagon as well. We can see that this truck definitely has a lot more power than the old Ford did. It picks up speed very, very quickly. Almost scary quick. But I guess we did want something with more power, and here it is, right? We're happy about that. I'm just worried about fishtailing at some point and knocking over bales and who knows what else. So I gotta be a little careful with how I drive. Don't want to make a huge mess of things. But yeah, in very short order we should have our cattle here, and we'll start mixing feed, doing the cattle chores, which is what this map is particularly all about. I was kind of curious which way the tractor would go when it made its first pass down to the end of the field, and it looks like it did the right thing. And it's going to finish up the long section, and I'll probably drive it over to this shorter section you see in behind me here, and maybe do one perimeter pass and let them finish up the rest, just because it's so close to the buildings that they may or may not know how to get around the buildings. And it just cleans it up nice, makes it so there's not so many holes everywhere. But yeah, this truck is definitely doing its job. And if you look nice and close, you can see I got all kinds of strokes going on. Very, very pretty. You got the lights on the headache rack. I just wish I had a fuel tank in the back. I really do. I think that would really set it off, make it look cool, and give it a really good job. Because I always need to haul fuel for my tractors, and unfortunately, I have to do it with a trailer now. With fertilizing all done, I would say we're nearing the end of the episode. We're getting there. There's just a little bit more planting left to do, and we'll be all done. And that the T7 is really flying. I am so impressed with it. The speed as well as the width that it can take, it really is something to behold. There it is. We're all done. It took 2 whole fillings. Yeah, we filled up the planter twice. But we got her done. And that's what's important. Now, the next order of business is finding a spot to park this silly thing. It's amazing. You can plant with one half or with the other half. You can plant 2 different types of crops. This unit is very, very interesting, and I am enjoying using it, although it is a little complicated, have to admit. And you can see the lids open up like that. I'm going to see if I can maybe use up the rest of that seed there. We'll try to back the planter up to it. This thing is very awkward, honestly. There we are. Fill up there as well. Thank you very much. Looks like we still didn't use up that entire skid. So yeah, now the question remains, where do we park this thing? I'm thinking this corner here is probably going to be our best bet. We try not to catch that header there, and see if we can get it. Oh, maybe try to get her. There we are. Just about so. There, next to the other planter. Nothing wrong with that. We'll unhook right there. Well, we put just over 1.5 hours on the T7 in today's episode, so that's pretty good. It's definitely been worked out. It has impressed so far with 270 horse, so I'm very happy about that. I think we're moving along just nicely. If we do go any bigger, then not there. Then I would have to say our next tractor in line is not going to be a T7. I think what we'll be looking for is going to be one of these 9Xs, because they start at 310 and go up to 500 horse, and after that it might be a T9. So that's something to look forward to. Just imagine having one of these bad boys on the yard. That would be so cool. And if I'm not wrong, these tractors come with a Cummins engine. At least the ones I've worked on in the past definitely came with a Cummins engine. Really, really cool tractors. They have a bit of a tricky transmission, but really, really cool to drive. A lot of fun. Anyway, that is it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We did a fair bit of work. And I'm going to keep tabs on the neighbors to see whenever they need a little hand with something. And we'll see if we can start racking up some cash, because that balance is looking awfully low. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. You guys make sure you leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. And if you guys want to see the rest of the series, then subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get notifications every time I post a new video. Now, if you guys have anything you want to add to the video, you want to share, talk about, leave it in the comments below, and I'll try to get back to you when I can. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.